First of all, in the Best Film category, the nominations were 12 Years a Slave, American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Gravity and Philomena. In the Best Actress category, the nominations were Amy Adams for American Hustle, Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, Emma Thompson for Saving Mr. Banks, Judi Dench for Philomena, and Sandra Bullock for Gravity. And in the Leading Actor category, the nominations were Bruce Dern for Nebraska, Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave, Christian Bale for American Hustle, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street, and Tom Hanks for Captain Phillips. Now, leading the way with 11 nominations is the film Gravity, that space thriller, but shortly behind it, with 10 nominations each, American Hustle and 12 Years a Slave. Well, with me is the film critic Mark Kermode. So Gravity out in front, just edging out 12 Years a Slave. Is that the right result, do you think?
I mean, I think it's a really good list. The fact is, of course, Gravity turns up not only as best film, but best British film. It's funny because it obviously got Hollywood stars, but remember, all that stuff was done here, shot at Shepperton and Pinewood, extraordinary visual effects by Framestore. So it's, you know, we always expected it to get several nominations. However, I think although numerically it leads 12 Years a Slave, I think that when it comes to the best film category, 12 Years a Slave is what my money would be on. I mean, absolutely extraordinary film, wonderful showing here in the nominations. I mean, great to see nominations, for example, to Lupita Nyong'o, who's got a Best Supporting Actress nomination. She just got a Rising Star nomination a couple of days ago. She's really terrific. I would say that in the best film category, actually, 12 Years a Slave is what my money would be on.
Of course, 12 Years a Slave, a British director, Steve McQueen, a British star, Chiwetel Ejiofor, but not strictly a British film, but still being honoured by the Baftas, and it's got all the momentum in the awards race so far, hasn't it?
If you read the papers, they're all saying it's basically a best film contender on both sides of the Atlantic. I mean, people are thinking that it's going to not just be nominated, but actually potentially win an Oscar for best film. I mean, I think it's an extraordinary film. It opens here in the UK on Friday. It is very, very powerful, wonderful, as you said, leading performance by Chiwetel Ejiofor, who is absolutely fantastic in that central role. And it's just one of those films. It's got momentum behind it. It has popular support, public support, and also critical support. I would be very surprised if it doesn't come away from the awards ceremonies with several winners.
Now, of course, American Hustle also has 10 nominations, very much being honoured in the performance categories. We've got Jennifer Lawrence in there, Christian Bale in there. It's a film that has split a lot of people, hasn't it? They think the performances are perhaps better than the movie itself. It's a 70s kind of crime, hustle.
I think what you're edging towards is it is one of those films in which it's kind of the success of style over content. I mean, certainly it is very performance-led. Christian Bale is great in the lead of it. I think in the end, the problem with American Hustle is that perhaps it doesn't have much weight. I mean, it is, of course, in America, in the Globes, it came in the comedy and musicals category.
Yeah. Mark Kermode, thank you very much for talking to us. Those are the headlines from the nominations, and the ceremony will be on BBC One on Sunday the 16th of February.